Hey guys, how you doing today? It's me, Kelly. So today we're going to do a redo on this canvas. This is a canvas I did with like the Let's Paint with Plaid group. And it's a really cool thing. We painted it greens and golds and then took a fern and put it on top and then did the black around it. And you know, now it needs shaded and all that kind of stuff. And I just wasn't feeling it. And I thought, I love these little wood canvases and I'm going to use it for something else. So today we're going to repurpose a canvas and we're going to use two colors. And if you watched my video the other day, we did the Dilutions paints. I'm going through my paints, and so what I did was I picked two Dilution paints and we're going to play with them with some gesso as well. And I made a background, as you're going to see, and I'm using an old credit card, you know, gift card, whatever. And I really love the way it came out. And this is something for you to think about. Maybe you have two favorite colors. Maybe you have, you go to the dollar store and you pick two colors there. And you have some gesso. Or you can use the texture paste that we made a couple weeks ago on here. You can definitely use that as well. So, you know, a lot of ways that you can do this with literally two colors of paint. When you want to make a pastel and you don't have that pastel, or you want to make a more harmonious canvas, all you have to do, as many of you know, is add white to get pastel. And so you can do all the different shades of one color, or you can add black to deepen. It depends on, you know, where you're going and what you want to do. So what I used was, I don't know what this color is. I'm not going to lie to you. It's some sort of teal. And I can't see the color because it has paint on it. Some sort of teal from Dilutions. I'm sure she only has one. I want to say camp, but I don't think that's what it is. I'm going to have to look it up one day because that's going to drive me nuts. And I just put it down with a pop of gesso. And you can see, just as I'm mixing it, how much lighter it's getting. And what this is going to do is give you more bang for your buck, as I like to say. Now you could put down just the straight blue out of the container, and then after that dries, you can mix a little bit of the white, make it lighter like this color, go over it. I mean, look at that texture. You can go over it and then even make it lighter, right? Put a little black in there, make it a little darker. So, you know, go with it, go whichever way you want, and make it your own. So I'm using this plastic palette knife, but you can use a brush, you can use whatever you want, and I was showing you the texture that we got, because that's what I want. I want it thick. And I'm just going over this, and you can cover as much as you want. I did leave pieces here and there, as you'll see at the end, which I like those little pops of black through it. And, you know, this is going to end up as an abstract background, so to say. And which you can leave as your own, which I love, or what I do is I put things on top of it. You can, once this is dry, you can stamp on it, you can draw on it, you can glue on it, you can collage on it, you can stencil on it, you can do whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? And that's the fun part with paint and just sitting mindlessly and creating, is that you don't have to have all these preconceived ideas or plans of what you're going to do. Do you know what I mean? So now I'm going to grab the Funky Fuchsia and I'm going to do the same thing. Now I'm just putting some marks in the blue just to, you know, add a little bit more texture. But you don't have to do that. And you'll see at the end when we go lighter that that gives you really great texture. Like, oh gosh, I love, especially the blue, how the blue turned out on here. It's always a shame when I have to, I don't have to, but when I put something over it or paint over, you know, whatever, you know, I'm like, oh, I just love this background. That's why I'm into acrylic pouring lately. That's all I've been doing because I love it so much. And I love the, you know, you start with your certain colors and you have no control over what's going to happen. And it takes the stress out of it for me, out of art sometimes, because I don't have to think ahead. I just have to pick colors. You know, like these are very cotton candy, like pastel colors, which would be great for pouring, and I might just mix some of these to pour. Because I love the colors. I love this brightness, this pop, and I'm normally a dark, you know, I like me the dark maroons and black and gray and red and, you know, the more warmer colors, where this is not warm. And you can leave it marbled. You don't have to thoroughly mix the colors. You can leave that white in there and it be marbled, and then put it over, which is gorgeous as well. And decide what you want to do. My dogs are going to start barking right now because it sounds like Amazon's dropping things off. Or mail or something. I have to get my camera fixed. I have to get my volume fixed. I did, however, do a regular video, and I don't know where the voice went. I don't know. I'm having the worst time. I have 20 things hooked up to do this, do that. You gotta click this, change that. I guess I didn't click or change something. So I have to do a voiceover. Which, you know, whatever. It's okay. I'm gonna try my other camera later on and see if that makes a difference. It's very frustrating, but it is what it is. There's worse things out there. So now I'm just going to take a second and dry it with my heat gun or hair dryer, or literally just leave it sit here for, you know, a couple songs, or pick your favorite artist or whomever, YouTuber, go watch that video and then come back and it'll be basically dry enough to do our next thing, which isn't anything massive. It's just layering more on, except we're going to go lighter. And I don't take out any more paint. I don't. You'll see what we do. And it's just enough where you don't have to worry too much about wasting or having a big area to work. You can sit at your kitchen table and do this. Take your 2 paints and, you know, some gesso. And if you don't have gesso, use your white paint. You know, I'm using gesso because it's going to give me some texture, and it's a little chalkier. So it almost is like a chalk paint, you know. But of course, you know, if you don't have gesso and you have white paint, go for that. Go for the texture paste. Go for the texture paste we made. Whatever. And the texture paste we made is going to dry white because we used white in it. And I know you guys are asking for a clear texture paste, and I have a video coming up on that as well. So we're going to do it. It's just a lot of fun playing. Just know this, and I'm going to tell you this right now. Never, when you're mixing your paints, and that's whether you're doing, whatever you're doing, you have acrylic paint, don't go more than 30-40% of something else. Like, you don't want to go 60% water and 40% paint, because it'll mess up the paint adhesion and all. And I put water in my paint to thin it out, but I put, you know, I do a squirt. You know what I'm saying? A little bit, or I'll wet my brush a lot, you'll notice, and then do it. Because you don't, you know, you still want that paint to adhere and be a good, you know, what you're using it for. And you want it to last. So, you know, I mean, of course, if you're in your art journal and you're playing and you want to experiment and all, of course, go ahead. But, you know, most of the time, just stick to less water than paint. And you can get a nice, Alexa, she agreed. And then you can get a nice paint with that. I mean, we can make fluid paints. We can do so many things. You know, you don't have to go and have every single paint out there. Paint with, you know, satin or fluid acrylic or whatever. You don't have to pastel. Oh my God, Alexa is just on point today. She's like, girl, you're right. I don't know if you hear it or not, but she's in the background. All right, now I'm done boring. But I mixed, all I did was I mixed a little bit more white in each color. and mixed up what was left. I didn't put any more because I don't want a ton. And you see, look at that, and I'm just scraping it up. And that's why it's good using a non-stick mat. Also, what I've been doing, because I love making like mixed media background papers and whatnot, I'll put a piece of watercolor paper down, or mixed media paper, or printer paper, and I'll put my paint on that, because then, you know, you get starts of what your colors are. So you take it off, or you have that paper on there. Underneath, you could scrape the paint on. You can do all the things, and you're starting another page. Look at that, how that lighter color just makes everything pop. I don't know, I just love the way this came out. Now I'm going to mix some of the magenta, whatever the magenta's left. I don't know what I'm telling you there, but obviously I'm very passionate about it because I'm using my hands. So, you know, lucky you. So now I'm going to mix my pink, the pink that was left. Anybody else on Weight Watchers out there? I'm on Weight Watchers. I've lost, geez, I think, I'm going on my 3rd week. I think I've lost 6 pounds now. Let me count. Yeah, almost 5 pounds, not 6. So, I keep going up and down because I'm having female issues, so, but, and I love turning my canvases around. I don't know where autofocus came from, but I love turning my canvases upside down and around different ways so you can go different directions, and, you know, and look, now I'm doing the pink on that, and just look how awesome that is. And I love the blacks popping through, and the green and the gold, and I don't know, I just love the way it came out, like I said. I like sketching in my sketchbook and then deciding, oh, you know what, I'm going to put that face on there, or I'm going to do this on here, you know. This would be a great background to just do a really cool quote, you know, I'm a quote freak, but quote or sayings on as well. Oh, these dogs, I swear. So now I'm just I'm scraping, and I'm just using my papers I did yesterday. So, I'm going to do that. Okay, alright. Now my dogs want to play, and Alexa's going off. My house is crazy. So, on that note, I'm going to get going here. There's only a few minutes left, so I hope you enjoyed this. And as always, please be kind to each other. You never know what battle somebody else is fighting. Let me know what you guys think about this. I'd really appreciate it. And I love you guys. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.